This right here is a highlighter, and it is probably one of the commonest reasons why people fail their exams. But wait, a highlighter? I thought a highlighter is the very thing that's going to help me pass my exams and remember what I need to learn. But in this video, I'm going to show you why that actually is not the case. And more importantly, I'm going to show you 3 specific memory techniques that are proven time and time again to work and make you a master in learning. But before we get into that, why exactly does this highlighter not actually do what it's supposed to do, help me remember more things? Well, for starters, highlighters are known to create a false sense of comprehension. Apart from making your page a little bit more colorful, it does nothing to actually boost your memory. And secondly, the problem with these highlighters is that we often tend to have a habit of over-highlighting, which then saturates the information going to your brain or saturates what your brain has to remember, making your overall retention much weaker. So it is time to say goodbye to these bad boys and work on something that actually works. So the first of the 3 things that have actually been proven to work is called active recall. Active recall is, as the name suggests, a much more active way of learning. It isn't your run-of-the-mill usual reading session that you're so used to. Active recall is brain gym time. It's when you sit with a new subject and without reading anything or even before you start the subject, you take a moment and you actively try to recall everything that you already know about that subject. Then after that, you go back and actually start reading the chapters, and then you try to actively recall those things again after an hour or 2. This has shown to drastically boost up your retention and your memory of the subject. Because what you're doing now is that you're anchoring what you already know with this new information. And that is one of the key ways that your brain is used to learning new subjects. And once you read through these topics in this particular active way, that's when you can go ahead and start making flashcards and developing questions for yourself and quizzing yourself as you go through the topics. Every right answer is another rep that you are doing for your brain at the brain gym of learning. The more tricky it is at the start, the stronger you will be at the end when you've put the things that you know with the new concepts and information that you need to attach. The second technique is called spaced repetition. Imagine planting a seed in your brain. You water it today and you leave it for the day. Then tomorrow you come back and you water that seed again. Then after 3 or 4 days, you come back again and you water that seed again. By now, slowly but surely, that seed will gradually turn into a plant and eventually into a tree. What I'm actually talking about is the process of repeating what you already have studied, but in a strategic, spaced way. So for example, if you learn new subject matter on a Monday, then go back and revise it on the Tuesday, but then leave that work for about a day or 2, and then come back to it on Friday, and then wait for another week, and then go back to it again the following Friday, maybe then a month later. And this spaced repetition, where initially as you learn the new subject, you repeat the material slowly and quickly after each other, and then later on, you start increasing the gaps between study sessions on that particular topic. This spaced repetition creates a much more concrete and stronger neural connection in your brain so that you will remember the material for the long term. Instead of just trying to cram it for the short term and forgetting it as soon as the exam's done, this spaced repetition method helps your brain consolidate and process this information in the most sustainable and long-lasting way. The third weapon you can use to become a memory master is called interleaving. Interleaving is actually a counterintuitive twist in the plot. We all think that if you study one subject the entire day, you will automatically become a stronger master in that subject. But what we've actually found through studies is that the more variety you bring into your study sessions, the better you will remember those different study sessions in the long term. So basically, it's like turning your study sessions into a little DJ session. You do a little bit of maths, and then a little bit of physics, and then a little bit of biology, or whatever it is that you're studying. Or in biology, you learn multiple systems over a short period of time. The reason why it's proposed to work is because the more you start on new subjects, the more you are driven by your innate natural curiosity on those subjects. And the more curious you are in the beginning stages of every single different subject, the more you're likely to retain that information. So when you're planning your study sessions, don't plan an entire Sunday just to focus on one system. Divide your Sunday into 3 or 4 study sessions, each focusing on a different part of whatever it is that you need to learn. And this process of mixing it up not only gives your brain more reps in tackling a variety of different subjects, it keeps your brain more actively engaged because you are getting to the core of each topic as you're going through the different topics. It is a much more active and engaging way of studying and has been proven to play a much bigger role in developing an understanding of the core concepts of multiple different subjects at the same time. So today, as you are a student and you are learning new subjects, keep these things in mind: active recall, spaced repetition, and interleaving. And I guarantee you that you will revolutionize your study sessions, using neuroscience as your weapon to maximize your productivity and helping you take a huge leap forward to becoming a memory master. But all of these techniques are only useful if you do them at the right time. And stay tuned and subscribe, because this video is a first of a 4-part series where we will learn techniques using neuroscience to turn you from a struggling student to a master of learning. So click right here to maximize your productivity and stay tuned for more videos in this series.